Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Jack D'Entremont of the men's basketball team. Jack, it's been a busy last couple of weeks throughout the winter break. I got to say the highlight for you probably has to be career-high 31 points last Wednesday against Lynchburg here at home. What has changed about your game over the last couple of weeks, and how have you felt as your game has progressed as the season's gone along?
I think it's just staying confident and trusting myself and trusting our teammates. We have a really talented group here. So when we put it all together, any one of us can go off for a night like that.
Team success over the last couple of weeks as well, finding different ways to win in the WNL Holiday Tournament. A lot of it was done on defense, especially to end the game against Denison. Other games, it's been the strong offensive side of things. Where have you seen this team evolve?
I think we kind of talk about what this year will go as far as our defense will take us. So that's been a huge emphasis for us. And in years past, earlier in my career, our defense has kind of let us down at the end of the year. And so that's really been a focus of ours to not let that happen again. So it's definitely been a focus of ours. And then once we can string together defensive stops with all the talent we have, our offense kind of build off of that. So it definitely starts with defense for us.
Specifically that Denison game and the Holiday Tournament Championship game. Closing the game on a 7-0 run over the last 70 seconds. Coming up with the big steal late, hitting the go-ahead bucket. Being able to take a win like that and put that towards the rest of the year, what does that do for our confidence?
Yeah, absolutely. Tons of momentum building. Like you talked about, we kind of had a rough trip down to Texas before the Christmas break. So to come back immediately coming off of those two losses to get two big out-of-conference wins against good teams at home gave us a lot of momentum heading into the rest of our league play.
You talk about out-of-conference games. In conference, the ODAC's been the best conference in Division III men's basketball this season. 4 teams ranked this week in the national top 25. What's going to take to get 2 more conference wins this week against Ferrum and Averett?
Yeah, it's a great test, night in, night out in a league like that where, like you said, we have tons of top-level national competition. It's really just all about doing what we do well at a high level. We just played the number 1 team in the country down to the wire. At the end of the day, looking back on it, we kind of feel we played at a C, B- level for our standards. So obviously didn't get the result that we wanted, but you can build a little bit of confidence off of that, just knowing how close we came in a tough environment and not playing up to our standards. So it's just about correcting those mistakes on our end and getting ourselves right, and we know we can compete with anybody on any given night.
He's Jack D'Entremont of the men's basketball team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Jack, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Mary Schleusner of the women's basketball team. Mary, busy week for you last week. A lot of action on the offensive and defensive side of things. 2 20-20 games against Roanoke and Guilford. Your team extends their winning streak to 9 straight games. Take us through the last week.
I just think it was a good all-around effort by the team. We fought for 40 minutes in each game, and I think both of them were pretty tight. And so to be able to come out with, going 2-0 last week was just super cool to see how our hard work has paid off. Because we really had to kick it for these past 2 games, and everybody stepped up and did their part. And it may have been close, but we fought till the end, even though we were down by 5 in the last 3 minutes against Guilford. But I'm just really proud of everybody.
Yeah, kind of going off of that, what does that do from a confidence level of playing some of these really tight games where you have to claw your way back? How does that help you later in the season?
I think it just showed everybody that, we're never really out of it, and especially in those games later in the season against tougher competition. I know we have Mary Washington coming up, that we can fight for 40 minutes, and, 1 quarter or 2 quarters does not determine the outcome of the game. So I think using what we learned about ourselves in the past 2 games for some of our harder competitions and going into ODAC play and end of season play, I think that is going to be super important for winning.
What's going to be the biggest change as you get back into your full-time schedule here after getting a chance to play some games over break and really have basketball the main focus, now hopping into classes starting tomorrow and going forward?
Just staying focused on basketball too, and I think it's going to be easy because we've done it once already, but the winter sort of brings a mood to everybody, but I think focusing on each other too, because we've taken this time to get really close as a team together in this break, using that and using our momentum from the past 9 games I think we've won is super important, because we're going to need that a lot more when we have a lot more on our plates.
She's Mary Schleusner of the women's basketball team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Mary, thanks for joining us and best of luck this week.
Thank you so much.